Okay, let's go, Dad. My name is Robert. Today I'm gonna Today I'm gonna be entertaining my dad. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
Some of us read that question.
I think you should read all the questions that you really came up with. Robert asked me to print out the questions so he'd have them to read. That's what I did.
I think my dad's awesome, and I shouldn't do all his chores.
I think your dad is awesome, and yes, I think you should do his chores. Not shouldn't. I think you mispronounced should.
No, I'm pretty sure
it's pronounced should.
No, where's my pen? Where's my pen to mark that off so I can redo it? What was I like when you first took me in?
Oh, when I first took you into foster care? You were crazy. Well, so at first when you came for the weekend, because you were only going to be with me for a weekend, you were extremely quiet. And at night, you went into your room and you laid in bed because you were terrified, as it turns out, but you didn't sleep. You were just quiet in there. But then after the weekend, when you found out you were going to be with me for a while, you were like a rabid, wild monkey, like spider monkey. You were all over the place. You threw everything out of our one closet, and you climbed way up high in the top of that closet.
I remember that.
Yeah, gosh. And you threw things everywhere. Like, it was crazy. You broke just about everything in our house. But because you weren't used to living the way we lived, and you weren't used to all the rules, and then it also didn't help that eventually a social worker came and said that if you misbehaved, you wouldn't be able to stay in my house. And you thought that meant that you could go, like, yeah, that's not what she meant, but that's what you thought. And so you were trying to be as bad as you could. Do you feel better now with the hat on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my favorite. My hats are my, like, good place.
So yeah, you were crazy. You were like a wild animal when you first came in. I mean, you knew how to, like, use the restroom and do that kind of stuff. You weren't like a wild animal like that. Just, you obviously didn't have a lot of behavior control. Like, you couldn't control your behaviors very well or your emotions very well at all, and you didn't understand why there needed to be rules or structure. Like, that didn't make any sense to you.
Mm-hmm. Why did you give up on me?
Why didn't I give up on you?
Yeah, since I know I was a hard kid, obviously, because I was like a rabid spider monkey.
Yeah, a rabid spider monkey. Well, because I loved this rabid spider monkey, and or at least I really cared about you and cared about what happened to you, and I was worried that if you went in the system, you'd end up in residential treatments and bounce from home to home to home, because you were the kind of kid that could have happened to, and I did not want that happening to you. I also got to the point where I grew close to your dad, and I knew he was dying, and I felt it was good to respect his wishes, and his big wish was to make sure that you were taken care of, that you were okay. However that happened through the court, one way or another, he wanted to make sure that you were okay. I wanted to make sure that happened.
What helped you not give up on me?
What helped me not give up on you? Well, at 6 months, I was really tempted to give up on you because it was really hard, and behaviors hadn't changed at all. They were all the same as they had been the whole 6 months pretty much.
I mean, at least it didn't get worse.
Yeah, I mean, there were some that got worse.
Yeah.
So I had to call, well, I don't know if you want me sharing that, but I had to call the sheriff once. Do you remember that?
For the car thing?
Yeah. And I mean, there were several things that were a real problem. So there were several things that were a real problem, and oh man. But at 6 months, I just about had it. And so that's when actually Grandma gave me the name of a support group, and I called them, and they spoke a lot of truth into my life and said, this is what his behaviors are like, this is what they're gonna be like, and this is what your road ahead looks like. And I was like, okay, I can handle it. So that was helpful. I also had huge amounts of support from our church, which I'm not sure I could have done it without our church. It was Calvary Ripon, and I don't know if I could have done it without that community there, because there were some people who were really big fans of yours and were rooting for you and rooting for us big time, and I love that support. I mean, everything from toys to like them teaching you how to cook. Oh, making a blanket. That was a different church.
Yeah, but that was still a father who supported me. I still have that blanket, I think, in my room somewhere.
Yeah, the prayer blanket. That was made by, I think, First Presbyterian in Turlock, and then there was one also made by Turlock Community Fellowship in Turlock. Those two churches that we have a strong relationship with made you those prayer blankets. Yeah, and that was important to you at the time. But so we had a lot of support that way. I couldn't have done it without those church communities, without Grandma and Grandpa, because they did childcare for you when I was at work.
Yeah, and something funny is, like, Grandpa always, like, in the games I played, I always made it so I win no matter what. So Grandpa's always gets upset, but Grandpa's like, oh, calm down. But that was funny, too, because I think, even though Grandpa seemed to be upset, I think Grandpa really enjoyed it. Don't tell him I said that, okay? But honestly, he somewhat enjoyed it, because he always was hiding something, like a smile or something.
Boy, I can hardly remember what it was like when you always wanted to win.
That's not a bit close.
No.
That's what happens when you're not a teenager. He's lost his teenager skills.
So eye roll, yeah. I got to practice my eye rolls, apparently. That was a real issue, is that Robert couldn't lose or he would be devastated. Hugely devastated. All right. What's your next question? Don't do the nose thing.
Probably. So, one thing that I think you guys forgot. What helped you, like, get through it all? Like, all of the foster care stuff. Like, who helped you the most, would you say? Like who was your, like, people you talked to the most when, like you just needed to get stuff off your chest.
Well, I talked to Grandma every night. Oh, and we had an amazing social worker named Shauna. Like between those two, because Shauna would come out at the drop of a hat. Or one time when we thought you would climb the baseball backstop and she was going to come try and talk you down and stuff like that. Like she was amazing. It was a huge part of our lives, right? Like she came out almost every week because you were such a hard kid. So yeah, she came out a lot.
No! I hate being ticklish. Guys, please, everyone, please put in a comment that, so, you know, tell my dad that he...
Yeah, that's deep, Robert. Thank you for that. Thank you for that comment. You started this. What do you expect? Okay, read me the next question.
Right. Please put in the comment about telling him he should stop calling you whenever.
Then maybe you should stop trying to steal my nose.
Oh, I thought I had you right there. Okay, so, last question. What is your favorite thing about me now?
My favorite thing about you now is that you have a huge heart. The fact that you think about other people, especially when it comes to like acts of service. Like today when I asked you if you would go help me sort stuff for the foster kids closet, you were like, yeah, like you didn't even think about it, right? You didn't say, no, I want video games, which is kind of the response I thought maybe I'd get. No, you were just like, let's do it.
See, he still can't predict me well enough, unlike I can him.
You're not predictable enough, huh?
No, that's you. Stop tickling me.
Was that predictable, Robert?
Yes, I knew you were going to do that or something like that close.
So anyway, that's my favorite, is your big heart. You also have a good sense of humor. And you're always trying to crack jokes and stuff, but really that big heart matters so much because that means that as you grow and turn into more and more of a man, that heart can guide you in ways that will help you grow up right. Yeah. All right, folks, thanks for watching. I'm Nick. This is Robert, and let's go.
Oh wait, one more question. When can I play Skyrim again?
Let's go, Dad.
Aw, I think it means yes now, right? Bananas.
No, thank you.
Bananas.
No, thank you.
Wild monkey cats.
What? What did you say?
I said wild monkey cats.
I thought you said wise monkey cats. I'm like, are we just saying random words now?
Yes, but why not?
Flamboyant penguins.
Chipmunks that love eat flamboyant penguins.
Flaming flamboyant penguins.
Rabid monkeys that love to throw poop. No.
He's trying to hold my hand. So sorry, so cute. So cute. They told me at 14 he wouldn't try to hold my hand anymore. Love you too, buddy. Love you too. Let's go, Dad.